Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you are tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS Sports. Right now, we are joined live in the studio by Grant Dean of the UCCS men's golf team. Grant, we are very happy to have you in the studio. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us today.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I know you're busy traveling to Washington and Oregon and Paris and Honolulu and all these luxurious places. So, bummer to be back here in Colorado Springs, but we're really glad to have you in the studio here with us today. Just concluded the golf season for the fall, and can you tell us a little bit about how the season went? How did it go for you, and what's your take now that the season is officially over?
Sure, yeah. Like you said, season just got over, and the last couple of weeks we spent some time looking over the tournaments and just trying to evaluate how things went. And I'd be lying if I said that we weren't all a little disappointed. We feel like there's a lot of talent on the team this year, and we go into every event feeling like we're the team there to beat. We want to win everything we play in. And so it was a little disappointing for us to come up short of that goal. But we are recommitting ourselves now, and we feel good about where we're headed.
Let me ask you real quick, Grant. Is like the fall season, is that like just preparation, like off, kind of like a preseason, or is it actually this? It counts as much as when you guys play in the spring? Because most times I think we think about golf being played in the spring.
Sure, yeah. The way that they do it in the RMAC is there's 3 tournaments that you play in to qualify to go to the regional event that's in the spring. So to answer your question, the spring is where we have the majority of our larger events. But the ones that we play in the fall do count towards RMAC, and they help us qualify so that we can go play in our regional event in the spring, which will get us to nationals. So
it definitely counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great, because most sports, they have a fall sport season or they have a spring sport season, but golf is unique in the sense that it has 2 completely different seasons, but the spring is somewhat dependent on the results of the fall, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Well, Grant, you were a part of the team last season as well, and can you talk about maybe that transition from last year to this year? Because you're a senior here now on campus, and so some of those leadership roles have been kind of given to you now. We'll say as one of the seniors on the team, I'd imagine that comes into the factor now that you are one of the seniors, being a leader on the team and help guiding some of the younger players.
Yeah, we're really fortunate. We have 5 seniors on the team actually right now, so there's a lot of guys that the younger ones that have been recruited coming in the last year or two can look up to. And it makes it really good in practice because we're all working hard. The freshmen obviously want to beat the seniors, and the seniors don't want to lose, period. So.
And does that happen? Do the seniors lose sometimes?
Yeah.
Do you lose to the freshmen sometime?
Nobody wants to admit it, but yeah, it happens.
Help build their confidence, you let them win once in a while?
You have to.
What does the future look like for the team after?
If there's that many seniors, what does next year look like, or some of the years down the road, if that many seniors are going to be gone, per se, next year?
I just got to meet one of the recruits last week that's coming in. He'll be a freshman this next year. And I know that there's 2 other guys that coach has already been talking to, I think have verbal commits already. And we do have a good group of guys that are sitting under the 5 seniors that are playing. Patrick Skakel, he's played in several events already, and he's a sophomore. And, I mean, there are a lot of guys underneath that are very, very capable. So it's awesome for us.
But you guys still have, I guess, the second half of the season, so to speak, in the spring. So what are you guys going to do to... Since you were commenting that you weren't too happy with how you played in the fall, any changes that you'll make, especially with Coach Trujillo? Is there anything that he's talked to you guys about?
There's been a lot of different things that we've thrown around, a lot of ideas. The biggest thing right now is we're just trying to get to be closer as a team. We feel like if we just kind of forget about what happened a little bit, let it go, take what we can from the situation, move on. And commit ourselves during these next 4 or 5 months where we have just a bunch of time to work on things, practice, get better, that we'll get the ball going, so to speak, early and play well throughout the spring.
Yeah, I guess golf is such, like you were saying, it's a mental game, I guess. So it's probably more mental than anything else. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, on any given day, that's probably what anyone's problem is, that's not playing well. We've all that are on the team have been playing for years now, so it's not like we get out on the golf course and are trying to work on mechanics or anything like that. It's just we have to stay in the right mind frame while we're playing and not get ahead of ourselves.
So is that why Tiger Woods isn't playing to the top of his game as he once was? It's because of that mental aspect, huh?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think the old 9-iron through the window might have got into the...
Yeah, that hurts the swing a little bit. When the 9-iron goes through the car window, kind of hurts your swing on the course a little bit.
I think that got to him in his head a little.
Absolutely. I could see that.
Would you say he should have apologized quicker than he did? It seemed like it took him a while to come out and say he was sorry.
That whole situation was just interesting. I still support the guy as far as a golfer, as an athlete. I want to see him break records, but I'm just going to not say anything about his personal life.
Who is your favorite golfer right now?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough question. I've loved Tiger since I was little. But I'd have to say probably my favorite guy to watch swing the golf club right now is Louis Oosthuizen.
Okay.
He's got a really, really good-looking golf swing and plays very consistently.
And I hear Rory McIlroy, right?
Yep.
He's a pretty natural out there too, right?
He is.
He's got a lot of fans.
The next Tiger.
Very aggressive when he swings golf.
And that's
club.
the thing. He's kind of the one that's been out there challenging Tiger, at least, saying I'm not afraid of him anymore, and then he goes out there and he kind of proves it to some extent.
Yeah.
Not intimidated at all.
He's definitely had some success. I mean, U.S. Open a couple of years back, he just trampled everybody. He won by like 14 shots or something like that.
Which is unheard of. I
yeah.
mean, that's Tiger Woods like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last guy we saw do that was Tiger. So.
Yeah. So it sounds like you keep up in the golf scene quite a bit.
Yeah, I love watching professional golf. It's good.
Yeah. Do you watch the women's side of things too?
I do. Yeah. Not quite as much because it's just not as televised as much.
Right.
It's a little bit harder to pick up. But
and I'm curious, did you attend? If I'm not mistaken, in the last few years we've had the men's senior U.S. Open and
here,
the women's
Colorado Springs
women's U.S. Open here
right.
too as well.
Right, that was held in 2011 out at the Broadmoor.
Did you have a chance to go out there and see them?
I wish I had, but I actually got up here the week after the tournament. Otherwise, I would have gotten out there and watched it. It's too bad.
Timing's everything.
Missed it. Have you played at the Broadmoor?
I have. Yeah.
And what do you think of that course?
It's a great track. I mean, we're really lucky, really fortunate for that to be one of the places that we get to practice at. Mm-hmm. Definitely helps, but it's gorgeous.
What's your favorite course to play here in Colorado?
My favorite course that we play is probably the Blue course out of Eisenhower.
Okay,
the Air Force Academy. I mean.
Yeah, I've been out there. It's a really nice course.
Yeah,
so
that one's a lot
they're
of fun
pretty
to play.
lucky to have that, huh?
Yeah, love going out there. Love playing in the Air Force's event. We're fortunate to be invited to that one, and it was a lot of fun. So,
what about of all time? What's your favorite golf course you have ever played on? Would it still be at Air Force? That's more of a thinker.
Yeah,
because you've been to a lot of cool places. I mean, even just this season alone, you've traveled to a lot of really great places that I would imagine, are second to none.
One of my favorite courses, probably top 5 I've ever played in my life. We actually got to play in the fall in Oregon, Crosswater. It's a great golf course. Just can't say enough about it. It's just a ton of fun to be there and play that golf course. So.
And that was in Bend, Oregon, right?
Yeah, that's in Bend.
So that's pretty close to home for you, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Salem. It's only about 2.5-3 hours away, so that's pretty close. Felt at home. It was good.
And so you guys on the first day, I think you finished 10th out of 13th and 9th in the final, 9th out of 13th.
Yeah, we didn't play very well.
But since you were back in your home state, no home field advantage for you. You didn't feel comfortable because I don't know what the weather was like, but I'm sure you've kind of gotten accustomed to that.
The weather was perfect. We had a bad week. We didn't play very well at that event, and so we went to the next one.
Is it traveling?
Sometimes it happens.
Is it traveling that has something to do with that, or is it just how you guys feel that day? Does it matter?
In the practice round, we were all playing really, really well. The day before the tournament, we always play the golf course the day before, and everyone felt really comfortable. Saw a ton of birdies out there between the 5 of us, and we felt like we were going to play really well, and we went out there the next day, and it just wasn't there. I don't know if traveling is it. I wouldn't say that. I think we just made some poor decisions, and the golf course made
Yeah.
us pay for it. So
Well, I would probably say your best result in the fall was in the RMAC tournament in Montrose, where you guys ended up tied for first out of 10 teams and third in the final out of 10 teams. That's pretty impressive. You guys were on a roll then.
yeah, we definitely played well the first day. A couple of guys struggled a little bit, but we were able to, as a team, play well that day through the first 2 rounds, and then third round we just were not able to close it. Which, I mean, sometimes that happens, but
Sure.
it still wasn't horrible. So
Well, the other top player that we see, MJ and I, we're always giving updates on how all the teams are doing, and Eddie DeLashmut his name shows up quite a bit. Both you and him.
yeah.
You guys are playing well, but have played well in the fall. But who do you think will be able to kind of aid you guys in the tournament starting in the spring?
I think there's. I mean, all of us. We've all got to play.
Grant says Grant. I think Grant should say Grant. Grant
No.
Dean's going to lead the team, right?
So it's really.
I'm going to play
it does
the best that I can, and if
That's
that's
right.
enough, then that's
Well,
great.
you know what, Grant? I think your whole game is about to step up because you're on the Lions Den. And
Yes.
you know what happens for any athlete that comes on the Lions Den?
I'm not sure.
You get the Lions Den bump.
Yes, I don't know if you're aware of this, but everybody that comes on, they'll
They get
win.
the bump.
Yeah, they even
bump.
win like
The bump.
Player of
That
the
sounds
Week
good.
and month honors, and they break records after coming on to our show.
That sounds good.
It's very true.
I'm ready for that.
It's
It may be a
absolutely true.
delayed bump because you guys don't play for
Yeah.
a while, but just remember that while you're playing in your first tournament, you guys say place first.
Yeah.
You know when you're
You know
at,
what? I'll call you guys.
when
in.
you're at that St. Ed's tournament, and then you're like, "Why are we doing so well? We just feel so good." Oh yeah, I
The
went
bump.
out to the show.
Bump.
Point
That-
in
that was
case.
it.
Okay, we've never had the Lions Den show before this season. And this is the very first season that either soccer team has hosted a playoff game. Coincidence? I think not.
Ooh.
The women's volleyball team is also primed to make the playoffs and could also host a game. And we have had Keith Barnett, the head coach, and Nikki Kinzer, who's the all-star on the team, one of many great talented stars. She's been on the team. She's the reigning RMAC Player of the Week. This is her 4th time this season. She's been on the show. Johnny Keene, the head coach of the soccer team, on the show. And then they made the playoffs.
And
Head coach Nicole
won their
Ridenauer.
first playoff game.
Yeah, won their first playoff game here at home. That's the bump. I'm just trying to give you the
Wow.
examples of the bump. All of these athletes have been on the show this season, Grant, and they're all doing phenomenal. So if I were you, I'd go buy a lottery ticket, and I would tell everybody, call ESPN, tell them.
All right.
So you're going to want to
Yeah.
televise your
the,
next game.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
just remember when you guys start up the season, Tuesday, March 5th, and at the St. Edwards
right around the corner,
tournament
ladies and
in
gentlemen,
Austin,
right around the
Texas.
corner.
Yeah. Just remember that.
Remember the bump.
Pay attention, people.
Yeah, remember the bump.
Yeah.
Well, Grant, before we send you on your way today, we have a bit of a game for you.
All right.
And the way it works here on the Lions Den is if you win the game, you're going to get a UCCS radio shirt. It's
Right
a
on.
sweet shirt.
All right, let's
you're
do
gonna,
it.
Yeah, you're going to see these all around campus. The other athletes who've come in and won the game, they all got shirts and they love it.
Cool.
I mean, you can tell all the other golf kids on the team that you got a shirt, they're all going to be jealous. And then when you win, you wear the shirt and say, well, see, that's the bump. That's how it works. So we're going to play a little game. Martin's got some trivia for you. Seeing
do.
as how you are from Oregon, you must be a huge Ducks fan.
You know, I am. I
Yeah.
actually am a really big Oregon Duck fan.
Yeah.
I like watching their football.
College
team.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the college football.
Yeah.
And you love the Ducks.
I do.
And so we're going to see right now how much you know about the Ducks. Martin's got some questions for you. If you can answer at least half of them right, you're going to win a shirt.
Okay.
That's
So
the
how
way
many
this works.
questions do you think we should do here?
Well, how many you got, Martin?
Oh, I got plenty. I
got plenty?
I got so
He's
many.
got questions.
Yeah,
I got a couple of questions here.
Well,
Let's
let's do a nice even number so if he gets half right, he wins.
yeah. Okay.
Half right or more.
Let's do 6 questions.
That's what I was thinking, Martin.
All right.
You read my mind.
That's why we're a tandem
Yikes.
here.
Yeah,
that we
that's
work
right.
together.
So what do you got?
All right. So Grant,
Yeah.
since you are a big Oregon Duck fan, the first question is: Oregon students used to bring a live duck to games. The name of this duck was.
Oh, that was.
It's a stumper.
And if you have
right
a hard
to
time
start.
answering this, I'll give you credit if you name the current mascot's name, because I'm sure he has a name, right?
don't think he. Oh shoot, he does.
It's not Daffy, right?
No,
Daffy the Duck?
no.
No.
I'm trying to think of the old duck.
What's he look like? Can you describe him?
Who, the mascot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge. He does thousands of push-ups every year.
Oh.
'Cause every time they score, he does.
Well,
push.
I mean, ducks generally are pretty yoked.
Yeah, they're known. Known
Okay.
for that. No,
All
I
right.
don't know. I don't
All
know.
right. So
Stumper. Martin throwing out the big artillery
Yeah.
on the
He
first
is.
question.
He is.
I am sorry about that. But let's see.
What was his name?
Yes, his name. I had it
Martin
here.
doesn't even know.
Here
He's
it is.
asking questions
The
that
first
he didn't even know
nickname.
the answer.
The first nickname was the Webfoots. There are a
That's
number
probably
of stories.
before our time.
Yeah, about
You see the difference here, Grant, is we're a traditional student here at UCCS. Martin, on the other end, has seen a few more decades than we have.
I see.
And so I think he just demonstrated his
Okay.
age a little bit. That's,
All right.
That's all Martin did.
I'll
there.
try and give you something
Maybe more current?
Yeah, more current. Okay. All right. What current SEC head coach is the field at Autzen Stadium named for? What rival did he play for?
Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat.
Martin,
the
that was a
question.
mouthful.
What current SEC? So
Current SEC coach.
What current SEC head coach is the field at Autzen Stadium named for? So the field
You're right.
at the stadium. What's it named? Who's it named
Which
after?
coach?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. What is he getting all these questions from?
I don't know.
Okay,
That's a good
he.
question.
That is
I'll
a
give
really
you a
good question.
hint.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
This isn't Who Wants to Win
They're
a Millionaire.
not. They're not very good.
Well, there's a couple of
And
those.
well, no, there's some pretty good SEC teams.
That's
so
true. That's
take
true.
away LSU, Alabama.
Georgia, South Carolina.
So and they butt up the state that this team is that he's coaching at butts up against Ohio.
Martin, did you Google the world's toughest questions?
I'm sorry.
Here?
All right,
He did.
their
That's a good question.
their mascot name is Wildcats.
Yeah, I still don't know the head coach.
They're really okay.
Martin,
Rich
he-
Brooks.
Okay.
Rich Brooks.
Cool.
He is currently the head coach of Kentucky, and
I
he
did-
played.
Well,
Did not
Grant
know
didn't
that.
say he's a fan of Kentucky. Why would he know that?
I know.
Martin?
Well, because it's the name of the field.
You know,
that's
he's
the name of the
he's
field.
starting to run out of radio shirts, and so he's got to make this.
That's a very good. Yeah, that's very
Okay.
that's true.
okay.
How about
It's okay.
this? How about this? The big rivalry coming up between the Ducks and the Beavers.
Yep.
I'm sure you know about this one.
Yep.
Just like
Civil War game.
Yep. Okay. So the first game between the Ducks and the Beavers was held in what year?
Oh my god!
I'm gonna go with 1898.
Ooh.
How about within
You know
a
what?
decade?
I'll give. You know what?
Within a decade.
1894. I will.
Wow,
give
1890s.
Close.
That's
It was
pretty
close.
good.
Yeah.
I would have guessed like 19.
I knew it was over 100, so
Okay. You know, I mean,
I got a question that's a
Yeah.
little more relevant
Okay.
to right now. What is the current record of the Ducks?
Yeah.
that is a good question. They're undefeated.
They're undefeated, just like the UCCS football team, right?
Exactly.
They're undefeated. They have never
Undefeated.
lost
Never
on
lost.
the season.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what was the last matchup that the Ducks had?
That was 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago? Yeah. Against USC.
USC. And what was the result of that game?
We won that one. That was awesome. We won 62-51 or something like that.
That's pretty impressive.
A lot of points.
In LA?
In LA, yeah.
Wow.
Really
you beat Lane
impressive.
Kiffin?
They beat him
Yeah.
at home, so that's good.
The Kiff?
The Kiff.
You know, Kiffin used to be the head coach of the Raiders, which I'm a big fan of.
Was he?
Yeah.
I know he was the head coach for Tennessee for a little while.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets around, that
He does.
Kiffin.
He does.
Yeah.
All right. So I think is that half already? Since you asked them, that's about 6 questions, isn't it?
About 6. One more. If you get this one right, Grant, you're going to win the shirt.
Fair enough. I want that shirt, so
Okay.
lay it on me.
So my question to you about the Oregon Ducks is what is the remaining schedule and what are they going to do this season?
Oh, they're gonna,
Because there are talks that they're going all the way to the BCS.
There are.
And so I want you on live TV in front of the millions
Live
and
radio.
radio. Yeah, there's no cameras yet. In front of the millions and millions of listening Lions out there, make a bold prediction as to how the Oregon Ducks are going to finish the season based on the remaining schedule.
They've got Cal next week.
That's right.
Stanford the week after that.
That is true.
Then Oregon State.
Whew.
Then the
You
Pac-12
know.
championship.
Well, that's the schedule.
And
Precisely.
then there's a national championship on January 7th, and they're going to win that against the Crimson Tide.
And you know the date, and you predicted the opponent.
We'll hold you to that. We'll have you come back.
Okay, so on
All right.
January
if
8th,
Oregon makes it that far.
so on January 8th, we'll have the shirt in the mail if they win. I'm just joking. We got a
That's
shirt.
cool.
Yeah.
We got a shirt right here for you. It's a UCCS radio shirt.
Perfect.
So you can check that out.
Awesome.
And that is all for you because Martin threw some stumpers at you
Yeah,
that I
I
don't
didn't
think
mean to do
anybody
that,
would know.
man.
But overall, we can tell that you know your Oregon Ducks, and you're definitely a fan, and we appreciate any sports athlete being a sports fan.
And here's
as well,
here's
so.
one more bonus question. Tomorrow's the election day.
Oh, yeah. Martin is
So-
really big into politics.
Yeah,
And
tell me about
you
that.
said you were going to pay attention. Did you already vote?
I did. I mailed it in.
And who are you voting for?
Care to share?
Yeah, sure.
How about this? Tell us who you think's going to win.
Yeah, how about that? Who's going?
Yeah.
See, okay, we have two different things to establish here. Who's going to win the popular vote,
Yeah.
and who's actually going to win the electoral college and win the presidency?
You know,
Because
those-
there's two different things.
Yeah, and you can definitely win one without the other.
Right, which I think is an injustice in our country, and that's exactly why I
Don't get him going.
I don't vote,
Please
and that's
don't get
why
him
because
going.
I have a big problem with that, and that's exactly why, Grant. Because somebody can be the popular candidate and not win the presidency.
What happened to majority rule, right?
Exactly, and I don't agree with it.
Just let the man answer.
And I don't agree. So Grant, what's your take on the current political spectrum right now? What's the situation? What's
Who's
going to
going
happen?
to win the election?
I personally, I hope that Romney wins the election. I like what the guy's done with money. Seems like he can
He's got a lot
balance
of
his
it.
budget, and I think that'd be good for our country right now. We're a little bit in debt, so I think that'd be good.
So you're calling a Romney victory.
I sure
Do you
hope
think
so.
he is going to win? That's who
I
you
think
want to win.
I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
but I think he'll win.
You think so?
think
So you think we're looking at a new president, and once the championship match for the BCS takes place between your predicted Oregon Ducks and the Crimson Tide of Alabama, you think the president that's going to be watching that is going to be Mitt Romney?
I sure hope
That's your
so.
prediction?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Go
Fair
with that.
enough.
Okay.
That is fair enough. Well, I think that's a bold prediction. I think you have a 50-50 shot of being right. Because that could go either way.
I do too.
Yeah. So, well, only a couple days will tell, and
Yeah.
we'll know whether
Tomorrow
Grant
night.
Dean is a prophecy maker or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nostradamus.
So that's how we're going to know if the
football.
Ducks and the Tide are going to go to the BCS based on if Mitt Romney becomes president.
If I get one right, you
That's
never
right.
know.
They're all right. If
I
Mitt
might as
well
Romney
be.
becomes president, then I'm putting in the book. Grant Dean called it, and it's going to be Oregon versus Alabama.
Yep.
That's the way that goes.
Sweet.
Well, Grant Dean, we appreciate you coming in. We know you got some work to do. You got classes. You got to play some golf and start preparing for the upcoming season, which is right around the corner in March.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
right around the corner. But Grant, we definitely appreciate you stopping by, taking time out of your schedule, and coming in here. Before we let you go, though, can you go ahead and let all of our listening Lions out there know who they're listening to and who you are?
Absolutely. I'm Grant Dean from the UCCS golf team, and you're tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
Thank you, Grant. We'll be right back.